Hello everyone. In this video, I'm sharing with you Math PSLE 2018 Paper 2, Question 6 to Question 8, Part 2. It is my suggested worked solutions and it's the Part 2 of the series. In my Part 1 video, I shared with you the importance of being exam smart. So I introduced to you this strategy called RAISE, R-A-I-S-E. So to be able to tackle each question, it is important to be able to read the question carefully and annotate for keywords. With the keywords, we should be able to identify the specific concept, the specific heuristic, the most suitable ones to tackle the question. After solving each problem, we are supposed to evaluate our solution to find out whether the solution is accurate, reasonable. All right, so usually another heuristic, another concept is used to tackle that question to prove that it is correct. All right, I'm going to move on to discuss with you part 2, question 6 to 8. So for question 6 to 8, the sample is shown here. Right, so I'm going to go through the question in detail. First one. Question 6. Vera bought 3 types of fruits and the prices are as shown. She bought apple, pear, and mango. The first table showed the price of each fruit. And the bar graph, the horizontal bar graph, showed us the number, the quantity. Right? So in this case, we are actually talking about the topic table and graph. So it's a P4 concept, P4 chapter. Okay, now let's read the bar graph. If you can follow carefully, this line here, right, is actually pointing at the value 18. So Vera bought 18 apples. Now, how do I know? Now, from 0 to here, 10, we have altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 markings. So each marking carries a value of 2. So it's a repeated addition of 2, or simply saying multiples of 2. That's why this is 18. All right, I'm going to move on to number of pears. It is here, so it is 12. For the number of mangoes, it is here, 6. So having this value in mind, I can go back to the table. So there are 40 cents for each apple. Each apple costs 40 cents. Vera bought 18 apples. So 18 times 40 cents. That will give us $7.20. Vera bought 12 pears. Each pear cost 80 cents. So 12 times 80 cents, that gives us $9.60. Vera bought 6 mangoes. 6 times $1.10, that gives us 660. All right. Okay. Now, so we have the total cost of the apples, total cost of the pears, and the total cost of the mangoes. Okay, I'm going to look at question A. What fraction of the fruits Vera bought were apples? Now, fruits in this case, the total. So for part A, they're asking us to write in the form of a fraction. The total is the denominator, total fruits, and they want the number of pears to be the numerator. So if we take the total fruits, 18, okay, let me rewrite this. 18 apples plus 12 pears plus 6 mangoes, which have a total of 36 items. So that's the denominator. And you have apples in the question, and we have 18 apples there. So 18 out of 36 simply means half. So part A is done, half. Now what about part B? Part B is simply take all these value, add up together. 720 plus 960 plus 660. We will get the total cost. Pardon me. Okay, I did not read the question properly. Which fruits did Vera spend the most? Okay, so Vera spent the most on pears. Okay, so it's important to read carefully. All right, so she spent the most on pears, and what she has spent? She spent 960. Okay, so that is the answer for part B belonging to question 6. Okay, I'm going to move on to question 7. Okay, question 7 is made up of a pattern. It's a repeated pattern of this particular figure. Okay, now this particular figure has special information. I'm going to read to you. AF equal to FE and AE equal to ED. Now, if AF is equals to FE, we can conclude that they are all, we can cut this further like that into 4 squares. Okay, and AE is equal to ED. It means that I can further cut this. Okay, so this is the final info like that. So finally, we have a square that is 4 by 4. That is 16 units. Okay, 16 is the total. And then in this 16, there are 3 units unshaded. Okay, and there are, of course, 13 units shaded. All right. Okay, so this is the first info that we know. Now, question A. What fraction of the figure is shaded? So they ask for shaded, a fraction that's shaded. Okay, so we know that the total, as mentioned here, is 16. All right, and shaded is 13 units. Okay, so this is the answer for part A. Done. Now, part B, we have a figure Y. Now, this figure Y is made up of 4 of such, 4 identical pattern, formed figure Y. Okay, now the area of the unshaded part is 81 square cm. All right, so what we know, what we need to do is, how many units is 81? That's our first important info that we need to obtain. Okay, and it must be unshaded. Okay, right, now for one square, okay, for one square, there are 3 unshaded units, 3 units unshaded. This, another 3 unshaded units. This, the next 3 units unshaded. And over here, we have 3 units unshaded. So in total, there are 12 units unshaded. So this is a very important equation. So 12 units is unshaded, and 12 units equal to 81 square cm. We can find what is 1 unit. So 1 unit is 81 divided by 12. That gives us 6.75. Okay, all right. Okay, and part B is asking you, what is the total area of the shaded parts in figure Y? Now, figure Y has a total of 16 units, and there are 12, give me a minute. Okay, not 16 units. Figure Y has 4 groups of 16s. 4 groups of 16 units. Okay, 4 groups of 16 units, and 12 units are unshaded. So from here, we have 52 units in total, shaded units. So what is this 52? 52 units will be 52 times 6.75 square cm. That will give us 351. Let me rewrite this one. 351 square cm. So part B is done. Question 8. Question 8 is a geometry question. It involves equilateral and a rhombus. Now, these two information, they are super useful. So when we read the question and it says equilateral, we have to mark the triangle. Equilateral means 3 sides are equal, and the rhombus also have 4 equal sides. Okay, pardon my drawing, pardon my picture, right? It has been distorted, that's why it doesn't look like a rhombus. Okay, but we follow the question. Okay, so the rhombus have 4 equal sides, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can conclude that all the lines are equal. Okay, all the lines are equal. All right, so from here, we can obtain this information. This angle here is 60 degrees because it's part of equilateral. Okay, all right, and then the angle on top here is also 60 degree, and the angle here is 22 degrees. Why? Because it is 60 minus 38, so it's 22 degrees. Okay, so now I want you to look at this triangle up here. It is an isosceles, meaning I know this angle. This angle is also 22. Okay, the base angles are equal. It's 22. Now, the question is asking us to find angle DEB. DEB is this angle here, the one that I've colored in orange, in yellow. Okay, all right, so how to find that angle? Now, once we know 22, Okay, once we know this 22 here, we also need to know more angles, especially we need to know this whole thing. Okay, all right, or we can even simply find this. Okay, I'm going to mark with this red one. No, not red. Let me use this one. Okay, we find this. Once we find this, we can find this already because it is angles in between two parallel lines. Okay, so how to find this angle up here? Okay, right, so this angle up here, this one here, is actually part of the isosceles. So I'm going to re-sketch the isosceles. Okay, so we have 22 here, we have 22 here, so we can find this. This is 180 minus 22 minus 22. Okay, so 180 minus 22 minus 22 means 180 minus 44. So what is 180 minus 44? It gives us 136. So this is 136. And 136 is made up of 60 and that angle that I have marked. Okay, so we take 136, subtract 60, that gives us 76. So this is 76, this angle here. Okay, now I'm going to redraw that shape. Okay, it looks like this, the rhombus. So if this is 76, this is also 76, and this is already found because these two add up should give you 180, and this is our question. Okay, all right, so 180 minus 76, it gives us 104, and 104 is the answer. It is angle DEB. And question 8 is done. So whenever we do angles question, we have to annotate. After retrieving info like equilateral and rhombus, we have to do a lot of marking on the original diagram. Okay, I hope you find my video explanation for question 6, 7, and 8 clear. Okay, all right. In my next video, part 3, I will be sharing with you the word solutions for question 9, 10, and 11. Till then, don't forget to subscribe, all right, so that you'll be notified of my other parts of the series. And if you like my video, click on the like button and feel free to share with others. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.